Ignore the parking job because the thing's kind of short. Like never mind. Let's do this thing. Let me start off by saying I am not a bike person, but I want to be. This is my introduction, and honestly, it's been like hit or miss for me because again, I don't really know what I'm looking at, so I'm just going off of what I like. First impressions of the bike was cool because you actually have to build it. They send it to you in this big box and you have to put every little piece together. So I literally put the wheels on, put the seat on, put the handlebar, the light, the battery, like every single thing, I did that, which I think is kind of cool. And I grew up riding like bicycles, like the junkie be pedaling, so this was honestly not that bad, but like a brother is tall, this thing is tiny. Hold on, let me show you. This is me. This is the bike. It's honestly like when I'm standing here, it doesn't seem awful, but like once you sit down and I actually put my feet over here, like imagine me like this. Like this thing is pretty freaking small. And like I get it, it's cool because it's kind of like lightweight. Actually, that's false. It is not lightweight. It's cool because it's compact, but at the same time, I kind of wish that I had something that like was more comfortable for me. I should have brought my road bike out here because genuinely it's like a freaking mammoth and I don't know, like a zebra. That's like the comparison I could give it to. Like it really is tiny. But anyway, we're gonna talk about the bike. This isn't sponsored, it's just my honest review of it. They did send it to me for free and I do have a link that you can use if you wanna buy it and I'll get a kickback from it. But they haven't seen this video until right now when it posts, so it's gonna be honest. First thing, installation, or me and Bob the Builder mode. When you get this, the frame is here and the battery is on it, but everything else you have to put together and make the bike complete. I like building stuff, so it was fun, but if you're not into that, maybe that's not the one for you. And that box it came in, heavy as freak. Whoever delivered that, hey, my bad, bro. Luckily, the instructions were pretty easy to follow. It shows you what to do, how to do it. Some parts sucked, some were easy, your average regular build. And I wouldn't say it's the best quality. Like you can tell it's metal some places, plastic some places, but overall, like it's okay. Like if I knock here, you know that's plastic. Like the frame, you know, it's still like, it's hard, but it's not perfect. Like, I wouldn't call this like a high-end bike. There's also some stuff where I'm not sure if it's a me or a design thing, but like these things right here, they're not really in center. I just made sure to bolt it down so it was good. If you can get help, I would say try to have another person to be able to help you because there were some parts that were hard, like putting the actual like handlebars, keeping it in place with the wheels straight, really, really difficult. This thing freaking sucked. Having to put that in from the screws at the bottom was super, super hard, but it wasn't terrible. I'd say like difficulty wise to put it together, 6 out of 10. Let's talk about ease of use. So I didn't know this, but you don't have to pedal an e-bike. The first time I was on it, I literally was the whole way through. I didn't know. People were laughing at me. I was like, oh, they must just think I'm too big for this thing. But apparently there's this button, and if you press it, it makes you go forward. So ever since I figured that out, it's been much more enjoyable. So you have pedals on both sides, just like a regular bike, and if you pedal it, it will push you forward. You're not doing all the work yourself. So I thought that's what you were supposed to do. But you also have this trigger right here that will allow you to go forward, and you have different modes on this screen. It's not touch screen, but it is LED, and it's showing you the gears, how fast you're going, all that good stuff. This bike is a Shimano 7-speed. If you want to change those gears, you can use this to go up, and you can use this to go down. I'm not really sure the point of that though, because I was using it when I was pedaling, but I don't think you would use it if you're just using the button, but I don't know. This is the battery right here. I'll put what it says the range is supposed to be and how long I was actually able to go for with it, but honestly, it was pretty good. I never felt like I was in danger of the battery dying, and I haven't ridden this bike until this morning for probably like 4 to 5 weeks, so it's just been sitting in the garage that you saw earlier, and the battery was still at 100% since I charged it. So it seems like it's holding its battery well, and then it does pretty well as you're driving as well. The gears are pretty smooth. I did have the chain move off of the, whatever the things are called, the spikes one time. It wasn't that hard to put it back on. I don't know what caused it to do that. I don't think I was really even messing with the gears. I was just like using the button, but that's the only issue I've had. And again, it was nice that I could just put it right back on. As far as drivability and handling goes, I think it handles pretty well. Again, it can be kind of awkward for me just because I am bigger. I'm like 6'3" on almost all legs, so I feel like sometimes I don't have the control I would have on like a road bike, but I think it handles pretty well for its size for what I'm getting. The only thing I really had an issue with is you have to like unlock it to be able to go as fast as you can actually go. So the manual says it can go up to 35 miles an hour. I'm like, yo, that's crazy. When I try it on my own, I'm hitting like 19, 21, 22 max. So I'm like, they just lied to me. But you actually have to turn it on a certain way to unlock that feature, which stupidest thing in my opinion. So if you want to know how to do that, make sure you stick around to the end of the video. As far as comfortability goes, this bench seat is actually really freaking comfortable. It's pretty plush, it moves down a good bit. You have some shocks right here that absorb a good bit. And then also the tires are thick enough to where when you're on like pavement like this, like tarmac, it feels fine, but you also feel good like if you're like over here, like in the grass, or sometimes I like to go on trails and whatnot around me. So you still feel like even if you're on road or off road, it feels pretty good. My big complaint with that is just that you feel like you have a lot of space because it's long, but you really don't. So if I'm like sitting at the very front part of this, it doesn't feel the same as if I'm sitting like further here on the back. And in my opinion, if you're gonna have a bench seat, like why not make it just as comfortable like all the way around? So I wish the seat was actually a little bit shorter and maybe they would give me some space for like storage or something right here. Because like I said, if I'm sitting here, it just doesn't feel nearly as good as over here. I think my biggest issue with this thing though is like how it sounds while you're driving it. It's loud, like loud enough to where if I'm on the trail, people are like looking back, like what's going on? Like, you know how if you're ever like on a trail that is like bikes and people walking, if you see a bike coming, usually you have to like have the ring or some sort of like on your left for people to know you're coming. Nah, with this thing, people immediately look over like, what the heck is behind me? So I'm gonna drive around, I'm gonna just show you what it sounds like. Hopefully that was not far away enough to where you can hear me, but like it genuinely is like, and I get it, like it's the battery, it's electric, whatever, but it still feels like it's like really, really loud. I might like drive all the way down there with you guys so you could actually hear a little bit more. All right, I have you attached to the front. Hopefully this should be fine. All right, so hopefully you can hear what I'm talking about. It's coming from the mic in my shirt, but it should be pretty clear. I'll try to block off the wind as well. Hopefully you can hear what I'm talking about. Like it genuinely is super, super loud. And I don't think that's necessarily a deal breaker, but it's definitely not like a beach town, like, oh, I just want to like very quietly go about my business type of thing. I feel like this is something where you can kind of use it as your actual commuter. Like you can go to the store, you can go fast enough to where you can actually like travel around. And I feel like the noise wouldn't be an issue because you're already on the road anyway. I've taken it to the park a couple times. I've driven it just to the grocery store and back. I've gone on a main road before. Like it can move and it can keep up with like traffic, it's fine. But I don't know, dude, the sound's just a lot for me. It really is. And that leads me to the question, who is this bike for? I feel like that's a hard question because everyone is different. Everyone has their own things that they do and don't like. But if it were me and you were like, choose a part of your life where you would want this bike, it'd be college for me. There's always people on like mopeds and stuff trying to get throughout class and they're on an actual like motorized, like nah, don't do that. Just take this, you can plug it into your house. It runs off a battery that's going to give you like a lot of miles worth of like traveling. I feel like the road noise wouldn't be an issue. It's very like compact, it would be easy to park. I think stuff like that would be perfect. Or even if you're in like a small little town and you wanna just like zip and go somewhere, I think this is really good for that. It's also good if you're just going to travel places that aren't necessarily on the road. Like I said, it's good on the tarmac, the pavement, but it's also really good like on the grass and in the, you know, like on a like slight, like small trail. I've seen some people on YouTube videos saying you can take it up like mountains and stuff. I'm not doing that. That's not me. But I think it is really, really good for just that smaller scale stuff. And I feel like if somebody was in college or if somebody was honestly like, nah, high school would be kind of crazy. But yeah, like if somebody was in college or like one of those small towns, it'd be okay. But I feel like if I was going to look for something that like, okay, I'm going to be traveling like, you know, I don't know, like on a highway or something, that's not going to cut it. If you're going to look for something who's going to be like fully on road all the time, I don't think this is necessarily for you either if you're going to be actually commuting, because it's just, it's not built for that. Like even safety wise, it just, I don't think it's like made, the infrastructure wise is made for that. So I personally wouldn't do that. For me, again, I think college is the perfect person for this. If you just hit the gas, you're going wheelie immediately. So be careful whenever you guys are riding this. Like, the trigger is pretty sensitive. So again, like I just floor it, I'm wheelie. Like I don't even have to like move. I'm immediately going up there. So just be careful. I'm not trying to see one of y'all laid out on the side of the road. But nah, honestly, like I think it's a good bike. I really do. I feel like I don't know what pricing is supposed to be for stuff like this because again, I'm brand new to the game. I'm gonna start heading back where I came from. I don't even know where I am. Hopefully I'm not making people mad with this, but I think it's a good bike. I think if you need something compact, something fast, something that will get you from point A to point B without having to like worry too much about like fast traffic or, you know, like you're not too concerned about like having like a full size something, I think this is really perfect for you. Obviously it was easy for me to get because I didn't pay for it, right? They gave it to me for free to make a review, but I feel like it could be good for a lot of people. Me personally, I think the noise is a deal breaker for me. Like it pisses me off just driving around. But again, I'm like very nitpicky about stuff like that. Like even my road bike, it was almost making a little bit too much noise whenever I would shift. So I went and I changed all of the gears, you know? So I might be just like nitpicky or whatever about that. But if you don't care about that, I think it's a good bike. It's comfortable. I've ridden it all the way till the battery dies before and my butt wasn't sore, which is another issue I have with like road bikes and stuff. Like I can't deal with that. So I think if you're looking for something like this, like, hey, go ahead and get you one. I have a code that I can give you guys. I'll put it in the description below. I think you get $100 off on whatever purchase you have. I think it's this bike and any bike on that platform. So make sure you go check them out. They have full-size options. I might honestly even try to like look into that. So yeah, I feel like underqualified or not qualified to make a bike review because I've never been into the bike game like that, but this is my introduction and so far I've been impressed. I think again my wife will absolutely love this. I think she'll use it all the time. I'll probably stick to the road bike for now until I get something bigger, but yeah, so far I think I would rate this thing, man. They might hate me for this, but I feel like I'll rate this like a 6 out of 10. I feel like the quality could be a little bit better. It could be definitely a lot quieter. It could be bigger. And I feel like I hate that I had to like go and look up my own stuff in order to make it go as fast as it told me on the website. I think that kind of pissed me off too. I feel like a lot of people will just have it and assume that it's broken or something and never be able to use it like that. So I didn't like that either. But 6 out of 10 is honestly still not terrible. But I mean, yeah, I think it's a good bike. I think it's cheap in comparison to other stuff I've seen, so I guess you can't go wrong. This is how to make your bike go faster. So if you turn it on regularly, it's just this power button, you hold it down, and you'll see this like this. Everything's flickering because of my frame rate, but that top line is solid. You have your battery, you have your pass, which is your gears, you have the miles per hour or kilometers per hour, and then how long the trip has been. So you can't start it like this. You have to turn it back off. You have to hold your front brake, you have to press the plus and the minus sign down at the same time, and then turn it on like this. I'll try to do it while holding the camera, but it's this top, bottom, on. Hold that on like that, and when it turns on, now you'll see that this top bar is strobing. It's like on, right? So that's good. Now you're gonna go back over here and you're going to hold the plus and the minus. Now it's flashing P1. You wanna go all the way to P3. You do that by hitting this button, your flashlight button. Oh, it went away, so if it goes away, just do it again. Hit your flashlight button and you'll see that goes to P2 and P3. Once you get to P3, you want to change that value from a 0 to a 1. Once you change that value, then you'll have full unlocked potential to go as fast as you want. If you want to try it out, you can lift up the back wheel and hit the trigger and see how fast it goes, and then change to P3 and do the same thing. I promise you'll see the difference. That's the best way to enjoy this bike. It probably sounds terrible in here because of the echo, but it is what it is. Love you guys. See you in the next one. Deuces.